Hi there, so I'm going to talk today about applying Todorov's theory of narrative to our narrative within our short film that we've just recently produced named Quick. So I'm going to start off by talking about the equilibrium. Todorov explains that the equilibrium is where at the start of a film everything is calm, it's relaxed, it's all together, there's no drama or adrenaline going on. It's the stage of the film where everything is nice and calm and the audience are sort of settled into the film nicely before something actually kicks off. Now the equilibrium within our short film is the very beginning where it's very visibly clear that the male and the female character are starting their day. You know, they're waking up, they're getting ready, they're getting dressed, doing their hair. The male character's pumping his gym session out, and then obviously they start their journey to what the audience doesn't know yet is actually a day at college, but all you get to see is the first person view of the male character getting on his scooter for a nice relaxing drive to college, and the female character having to get a succession of buses and walking to college, which we use to show the differentiation between a male character's motor vehicle day and a stereotypical female character of getting on public transport. Yeah, so that's our equilibrium. I'm going to move on now to the disequilibrium, which Todorov says is where something happens in the short film, something drastic happens that changes the equilibrium and it throws things out of perspective and it throws things into the mix that cause an explosion where something happens. Our disequilibrium is actually that once the male character arrives at college and goes to see the female character, he has to ultimately watch her get run over. A bus pulls in front of him, and as you can see, just before the bus, a car comes and actually swipes into the female. At which point leads me on to the next part, which is actually the recognition. This is the part where the male character, he wakes up and realises that everything he's just seen was actually a premonition, and that's all about to happen and come if he doesn't actually reach the female in time. So it's at this point in time where he recognises, i.e. recognition, that he has to get out of bed and get up as fast as he can, chuck some clothes on and drive to college and get there as fast as he possibly can to actually save his female friend. And if he can't, then ultimately she is actually going to be run over, you know, as in the premonitions within the Final Destination film. That's where we took our inspiration from. Once recognition has happened, where the male character recognises what's happened, it then leads us on to the next part, which is restoring order. Now obviously the male character has recognised what he's got to do, and in our short film, to restore order, the male character drives to college on his scooter as fast as possible, cutting corners, driving as fast as he possibly can, breaking the law in several ways basically, to get there on time. And he does actually get to college on time, and he is actually on camera able to save the female character, quite a lot out of breath, but he does actually manage to do it, which obviously creates a new equilibrium, which is the next stage of it from Todorov. He actually creates a new equilibrium by doing so, by restoring order and taking the antagonistic problem away, by showing the female character, no, stay on this side of the road, don't cross, you're going to be run over, and ultimately she ends up being saved, and that's where the new equilibrium actually is produced. So it goes from being a happy start to a film where the equilibrium is, to then there being a problem, the problem being recognised, it then being justified and rectified and creating a new equilibrium, and that's Todorov's idea of what happens conventionally throughout not just short films but any film. So that's just a brief explanation of Todorov's theory of narrative applied to our narrative within our short film. Thanks.